Hello. This will probably be a pretty quick video, but just going over what lobbyists are and how they work in the government and the legislature specifically. I think a lot of people kind of have the idea that lobbyists are kind of like slimy, just trying to influence and spend money on legislators or whatever, and that's not really true. Some of them probably aren't the best still, but that is definitely rare that somebody fits that stereotype. Most of the time, lobbyists are just working hard for whatever company and trying to trying to influence legislators though, but in good ways. So, a lobbyist is someone who gets paid to communicate with a public official to try and persuade or influence them on particular legislation. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be legislation, it can also just be to take some sort of action to support something, anything like that. So lobbyists are paid by companies, organizations, universities, and that's not a total list. They can be paid by a lot of different things, um, and they're paid to, yeah, like I said before, to go and try to influence someone. So lobbyists have to register with the state. They can do it on the legislature website and they fill out a thing, they pay a fee, and they also have to go through a training. And so this keeps it from kind of what I talked about at the very beginning. It keeps them from doing something that is against the law or that they shouldn't be or something that's not fair if an organization can't pay a ton of money, things like that. So they have very strict rules on what they can and can't do, and they have to follow the rules. Otherwise, they could lose their lobbying license, get in a lot of trouble, whatever it may be. So they cannot spend money on legislators outside of food, beverages, and potentially travel and lodging. So with food and beverages, if you have like a event or have a lunch or something, it's okay to spend some money on them. Um, Likely you aren't paying, if you're a lobbyist, you're not paying for travel and lodging, but it is allowed. Uh, so if lobbyists buy food and exceeds their reimbursement rate, they have to report it um, to the state. And if money for travel and lodging is greater than $10, they also have to report that to the state. So it's not a big deal to have to report it. It's not, you won't necessarily get in trouble or anything. But it is, unless you're the only reason you get in trouble is if you don't report it. But yeah, if they're spending money outside of those things, it is essentially illegal for them. They'll lose their lobbying license, potentially get fined, things like that. So yeah, that's basically what lobbyists are. They will hang out around the Capitol and stuff during the session. They will reach out to senators and representatives to try and meet with them, whether it's calling them on the phone or Zoom or meeting in person to try to influence them. They'll also just wait outside the floor, the Senate and House chambers, and try to catch legislators there. So yeah, they do work pretty hard to try and catch a legislator's ear and try to push them in the direction they want. But yeah, that's just a brief overview of what they are and what they do.